All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane's studio.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2, OTB, here live from the Raising Cane's studio.
There's a good question in the chat. Jake, how was the coaching interviews and meetings this morning? You don't fool me. I know where you were. You were at football ops.
They went well. They went good.
We're just kidding. That would make too much sense. I don't want to do that.
No, do that.
You're acting weird now.
Dr. Stephen Etheredge here with us, as he is every single Wednesday. What's up, Doc? How we doing?
Doing well. How y'all doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Much better than Matt. As you know, that old man over there.
Yep, I need that backiotomy, Doc.
He's got his own special chair. He's sitting on a blanket.
It's a thick blanket though.
He's
conformed nicely. Gives me a little pressure relief on the lower lumbar.
All we can do.
That's all we can do, dog, and take, pills.
Not much worse. I don't know that it does get worse than when you have back problems.
Back's rough. Back is you hear about it all the time, but there's a reason.
Yeah. Doc, why do I have shooting pains into my legs?
It's the nerves. You got the nerves.
Doc, when my hamstrings are throbbing because my back hurts, what does that mean? Mine was, I don't know.
It's like my groins, it's my hamstrings, it's my
about
butt.
A year, maybe longer than a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I was in the same spot, and I had to go see Doc as well, and it was my groin. Like, my groin was, I'm like, wait a minute, it's on the other side. What's going on here?
Yeah, the back's a mystery. It's always it's always in play there.
Yeah, this pain's pretty mysterious.
Why would anybody want that to be their specialty, though?
Oh gosh, I give a lot of credit to our guys upstairs. We got the spine guys, and I couldn't do what they did.
Because I don't know how this stuff connects, but it shouldn't be connected. I don't think, but it does.
It's a mystery. Like I said, it's always in play. The back's always part of it.
Oh, so how was your trip to Tuscaloosa and Birmingham?
Well, trip was good.
Yeah.
Trip was good. The game, we all saw it. So
I know
a lot of fight out there, though. I was proud of the guys. They gave their effort.
It was. Still would like to win.
Yeah,
the effort was good to see, though.
It was.
Come on.
Yeah, it was a good vibe, and it just
you got to execute. That's it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Healthy. We come out pretty good.
Not too bad. We had a few little nicks and bobos. Nothing too crazy this week. So I think in a game like that, that's a win. So we'll take that victory.
You mentioned, I know you said Travis Hunter's out for the year.
Yes, I saw that he's out for LCL. Kind of explain the LCL, and I know we've all heard of like the big meniscus, ACL, MCL, all that stuff. But LCL is kind of one you don't really hear a lot about. But he's out, designated out for the season.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a weirder injury for sure. You do see it, obviously. We have a great example we're talking about right now. The initial reports with the Travis Hunter were that he had a non-contact knee injury, and that's always one that makes us cringe.
Yeah.
Guy leaves the field for a non-contact knee. I mean, the first thing we typically think is it's an ACL injury.
Right.
That's just where our brains go. And in this scenario, it was a ligament injury. The LCL is the lateral collateral ligament. It's the ligament on the outside of the knee. So it kind of runs kind of along that outside joint line, keeps the knee from going, or I guess the lower leg from going in. And it's an unusual isolated injury. Usually if you have an LCL injury, you're going to see that as part of a bigger knee injury where you've had a multi-ligament injury or meniscus and lots of other things. And in his case, all the reports are just an LCL. It's still a surgical repair, though, so he's still going to be out. He'll miss the rest of the year. It's, about a six months or so before he's football ready. There's some variability there. So it's not as long as an ACL, but it's typically going to be a season ender.
Do you ever see LCLs with non-contact?
I actually have not.
Yeah.
That's not one I've seen personally. It is obviously, again, we see them, but that's a pretty rare injury. So it's kind of unique to see that one isolated. You wonder if maybe he'd had a previous injury where maybe it was already a little bit loose or something. But But yeah, it's not one that I can recall at least ever seeing isolated. I'm sure there may have been one that I'm forgetting, but it's not very common, that's for sure.
Why do you think? So we see the non-contact all the time, and usually the movement that an athlete makes when they hurt their knee is really innocent. Like, it doesn't look like anything. Why do you, like, your opinion, it gets a cut that a running back, a receiver, a DB makes tens and thousands of times in practice games. They've done it for their entire life, and they just keep doing it. Why is it that one time, like I'm assuming it's got to be a perfect storm of so many different things coming together at the same time, in a bad way, of course. Why is it that one time, in your opinion, like, what has to happen? Does the ligament like flip over? Does it like, what is going on inside the body to make it happen?
Well, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head that it's a perfect storm. And so I think to look for any one specific might be kind of hard. There's obviously going to be certain scenarios, maybe you're playing on a surface that isn't as good. Maybe the cleats or something are going to be different. You can always look for certain things that might point to that. Maybe in the scenario where the athlete's really fatigued, maybe situations where maybe their response time's a little bit different. There's actually a really interesting study years ago where they looked at guys that came back too soon after concussions, and their proprioception and spatial awareness was diminished, so lower extremity injuries were actually higher. So there's a lot of variables, but I think more often than not, it's just bad luck. And that's never things that, from a medical explanation, people want to hear the just because explanation. But I think at the end of the day, bad things are going to happen. We've seen the injury. We've seen, you think about the Mason Smith. You saw it. He jumped after, in the game against Florida State in the Dome, and he jumps and just lands a little funny, and you could see it. And I remember watching that replay on the screen as I'm running out there, and you could see that knee buckle, and just my heart just plummeted in that moment. And it's just a fluky thing. They happen.
I feel like Achilles tears or ruptures are the ones that happen like that more than any. There was a player player for the Cardinals who was kind of just backing up, getting out of the way of something, and then he just steps, and you can just see it just
that's
like that.
That's a lot of them. With the Achilles, you'll have the ones. We've seen the Aaron Rodgers one from a couple years ago, and that one made sense. You watched the play; he was on the turf. His foot kind of got
that one does make sense,
and that one made sense. But you're right; most of them are these kind of weird. I think about that one. I remember the one with Kevin Durant just kind of running down the field, and anytime I have somebody come in and they said, "Man, I thought somebody kicked me or shot me in the back of the leg," that's always like, "Dang!" It's especially if it's that kind of right behind the ankle, because more often than not, what you'll see if you watch, the guy will look behind him because they think somebody literally kicked him. That's the description I get, and that was what Durant said. I thought somebody kicked me, but then you turn around, nobody's there.
Yeah,
and that's but yeah, they're kind of fluky too. Again, the just because.
We've kind of talked about Achilles too. Back when we were playing, but forever in sport, watching sports, an Achilles tendon was a rare injury.
Yeah.
It didn't happen very often. And when you did, you're like, oh my God, wow. But it's pretty standard procedure. Why is it have you seen, is it just our kind of vision of it because we're more hyper aware of it now because it's more of the public media or whatever? But have you seen more Achilles injuries in the last couple of years than previous?
I definitely feel like I have. I don't know for sure if that's accurate. Sometimes we get caught up in the moment. But it definitely feels like it, And in addition to my work with football, I work with gymnastics. We see a lot of them in gymnastics.
Yeah.
So I feel like I see a lot of them. It's interesting, that there's a lot of theories for why. We've talked about surfaces and things like that with football. I sometimes wonder if exposures, the sport's becoming more year round, and we're starting to see that transcend, or there's more exposure. There's a lot of possible reasons, and
COVID yet?
Absolutely.
Don't answer that. What? People are asking,
Doc, we're sorry about
out
him.
there. Hey,
We're sorry about him.
unaware of any direct correlation, but
unaware. Yeah. So there needs to be some studies done on them Achilles, the COVID shit.
Speaking of bruised brains, Jackson Dart. He's somebody that's already had a couple of concussions early in his career. I love his style of play. I love the way that he goes about his business, but I don't know how long you can do that at the quarterback position. I get that. When you're looking for that, when you have somebody that's kind of going through, obviously, concussion protocol, but it's not his first time, the position he plays, maybe what process do you go through if a guy's had multiple concussions, knowing he plays a position that's going to be, pretty physical?
It makes it more difficult for sure. The things that I look at with concussion, obviously one of the questions we always ask, well, how many is too many concussions? Is there a number? And really there's not. Obviously, the bigger that number gets, the more we're concerned we become. But the things I worry about is the proximity. If you have a lot of concussions in a short time frame, the ease with which you got them. So if somebody, you watch the play and you're like, man, that was not a big hit. That should not have caused a concussion, or at least I wouldn't have thought that. How severe the symptoms, how long the symptoms. Because sometimes, too, just bad luck happens. You might have that guy who gets 2 in a year but may never get another documented concussion in his career.
Yeah.
But you do have to take it in consideration. This guy's had a couple in a short time frame. He plays a higher risk position, his style of play.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I love senior quarterbacks, and they get the grit and they're going after it, or really anybody. You love seeing that in an athlete, but then there's the other side of it, is the safety and medical. And I think you at least got to talk to that guy and say, look, man, we need you to slide. You have that conversation.
Well, you better make sure you have the first down before you slide, because God forbid your hips start to go towards the ground, and then they don't use common sense and say it's not a first down.
Yeah.
All right, and Doc was very sure to say diagnosed concussion there too, because I'm sure people are playing as close as people keep an eye on them. There are people that play through some headaches out there, certainly. So I'm sure there are some undiagnosed. We had the same conversation a couple years ago with Tua, and they're like, if he gets one more, we're talking about some serious brain damage and all this stuff, and you just have to be hyper aware of it. And so I wanted to ask, because people on our show, they call us CT, OTB sometimes. Are people genetically more genetically more likely to get long-term effects from a concussion or multiple concussions than other people? Because I know people, you're looking at one across the table that had multiple. I had friends that played linebacker for a long time that had multiple concussions, but the brain works as clear, as good as it did.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
Well, not you, my other friends. But then you see some that have had a couple, and you see the brain damage. You see the long-term after effects with the CTE and all these things. Are they just more likely? Is it a genetic thing? Is it a type of concussion? Are there different types of concussions?
Well, I think it's a discussion that, look, we could open up a whole show talking about this specific topic. There's a lot of information out there, and then there's also a lack of information, to be fair. And the way I look at really any medical condition, and concussions are definitely not unique to this, is the way I describe it to patients in my clinic. I'm like, look, you get this scenario where you get a bowl and you throw all your genetic predispositions all into this bowl, and then all of your life experiences, and that's what comes out in the medical presentation we see. And what I mean by that is absolutely there's got to be some kind of genetic pre-existing conditions that probably make some people more susceptible to receiving concussions and then having more severe outcomes from said concussions.
Sure.
But I don't know that we've specifically identified those yet. And sometimes it might be a mixture of so many different things that it's not that simple. And then, of course, the severity of the concussion, how bad was it, how many of you had, like we talked about a moment ago. And there's a lot of things that go into it, because there's a lot of people that have had a lot of concussions that don't develop CTE. If you go back and you look at some of the studies where they looked at some of these NFL players and they've gone back and looked, part of the problem is the only way that we've, to this point, been able to truly diagnose is with a biopsy, which means after you've died, so an autopsy. And they've done biopsies on brains of guys that played in the NFL or played college ball, and they said, oh, they had CTE. But then you go look at this individual's life, and they lived a very normal life. They didn't have any symptoms, or maybe they had very mild dementia symptoms when they're in their 90s or something, which we probably all get. Let's just be honest. I think with Frank Gifford, that was one. I remember they did his post-mortem, and they said, oh, yeah, CTE. But this is a guy who was in the public limelight. He was on television his whole life.
Yeah.
He died from colon cancer. So did he have CTE just because he had an abnormal brain biopsy, that a guy that seemed pretty normal? And, his family might have said he forgot where his keys were every now and then. But, so, and I don't mean to be insensitive when I say that, but the reality of it is we don't know. So I think sometimes the CTE narrative has probably gone a little too far, in my personal opinion. But it's also a true, real thing. So how do we navigate that? And look, we're still figuring it out. And what I'm saying now may be wrong tomorrow, but that's kind of where we're at the moment. So sort of an answer, but not exactly.
No, it is. I mean, it absolutely. It's just like anything in life. Everything is. Some people are more likely to get this, get that, whatever it is. It just, you kind of get pigeonholed into, all right, well, you banged your head against the wall for 15 years in a career. You're definitely going to have some sort of long term. And I feel like some people, you looked at, was it Junior Seau that was like, wanted to study his brain, like. That was a thing, and some people were more affected by it.
And he was dealt with mental health, and unfortunately, a suicide. And how much of that was CTE? How much of that might have been some pre-existing, depression? How much of that is, if you're a professional athlete and you remove that individual from their career, all of a sudden you have to be a normal human, and that can't be easy for any of us to deal with. I think we've probably all dealt with it, no matter how long you played sports, even just through high school. I know friends that their first year not playing high school ball. It's like, oh gosh, this is rough. I've been a football player my whole life. Even if you're only 19, that's still your whole life. That's what you know. Yeah. So it's there's a lot of variables that sometimes get overlooked, and I think it's very easy to say, well, it's because this person had concussions, but mental health exists in people who never played football, mental health problems and dementia and all these things. So I think we need to be a little careful to make that correlation.
And that's why, like, when things like this with Jackson Dart happen, and it happened with Tua, like you see 2 concussions in 4 weeks, 5 weeks, something like that. It's like, man, just come on, Giants, just let's be careful with it right now. Let's teach this guy to play the position a little bit safer. And still lose it because of there's like examples. Is it going to be example of CT down the road? Is it, more disposed to some mental health things? I don't know, but you just got to be careful with it.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Doc. We appreciate your time as always.
Thanks for helping with my back too.
Absolutely.
Appreciate
well, you can't help with your brain. That's you heard the
Jake's
first 45 minutes of the show today.
We're here though. We made it. We're alive.
Doc, we appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, we'll take a break. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, now is a great time, as it always is, to go for Dose. You've got a tailgating weekend coming up here in Tiger Stadium. So when you're packing everything up, ready to go, your tents, your generators, your TVs, make sure you grab your Dos Equis. So, it's an early kick. I get it.
Sure.
I understand that.
Beer and breakfast.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
It can be, whatever food you want to go with the beer, but as long as you have it.
Cereal.
Sure. If that's what you want to do, but just make sure you're ready to go whenever the Tigers kick off. Don't allow that clock to fool you. It's always a great time to go for Dose.
Yeah, it's an early kick, but you still got to get your mind right. You still got to get ready. You still got to be loud. So when you're getting ready for tailgating, maybe go buy you a little 6-pack, maybe a 12-pack, and then ask everybody around you what they're drinking today. Because you're going to be drinking Dos Equis. If you see Jake and I walking around campus, be sure to hold it up. Say cheers. Go for Dose. Drink responsibly.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hello. We're back.
Hey, what's up?
Not much.
Hey, welcome back to the show, bud.
Just a heads up, he did no floaters again, so.
Yeah, it's on me, and I didn't get.
Ooh. None?
None.
Not a single one?
No.
So.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's my bad, guys.
No, it's fine.
I'm still getting used to hosting the show when I have to.
I mean, you did great.
I'm more of like a
You're
color
killing
commentator kind of guy. So there's some like techniques and things that you got to do when you're kind of hosting it. That's that I'm just not used to yet.
That's okay. You'll
No,
get
we did
there.
it. We made it. I thought.
No, you did great. You
I thought we
killed
did
it.
better yesterday than today. Like I said, I ran out of
Grading
things to
yourself.
talk
Okay,
about.
it's good.
Grade myself. Yesterday, I would give
I
myself
agree.
like a
Self-reflection.
6.
I agree. I would give you like a 7.5 yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I'll take that.
Right out of the gate, you were probably pretty excited,
Yeah.
You're like, oh, Jake's not in. I got this.
Then-
It's all me. And, and then that
That's
runs
right.
out a little bit. You're like, oh, crap, it's me.
That's right. Oh boy,
Ugh.
I don't know about this.
I appreciate it, though,
We're like, we got to
truly.
talk about the Brian Kelly thing again.
I appreciate y'all holding it down. Yeah, the old sickness going through the Hester
dude.
house. Woof.
We got you, brother. That's
It's going around
it stinks.
like
I know,
The
and we
city.
usually avoid it. Like we're usually really good. Maybe one of the 7 of us gets it. Not this time, my friend.
Right.
Not this time.
Man, when it goes to the Flynn household,
Yeah.
if one person has something, and it usually takes about 4 weeks to get through everybody, it happens.
Yeah, and so like you know us, like we don't have family in like anywhere in the area, right? So like for us, it's like, well, these kids got to get to school.
You probably need to find somebody.
How's that going?
Find somebody. Some sort of help, right?
You got somebody?
I mean, it's a city full of people.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I got. I know you got.
you don't have family either, though.
I don't, but we got people.
Yeah.
Very
You got
trustworthy.
people. You got people.
I got
Yeah.
I got a guy that has
I got a guy
that has a baba
that knows
that
a
said that
guy.
Nick Saban's coming.
But for
You're gonna
real,
be the coach.
hairstylists and barbers know
They
everything.
do know. They do
A lot of
know.
They
intimate
get all the
conversations
gossip.
happen there.
I mean, you're sitting in the chair. I'm sitting there for like 6 hours. We're
Right.
gonna have a conversation. I'm getting my hair done
You
tomorrow.
do have lots
A
of
lot of-
hair.
Yeah.
a lot of hair.
I'm getting it done tomorrow. I'm really excited.
Oh, because when you leaving?
Sunday. I'll be back Friday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a
Take Friday
week-long
off.
deal. Yeah.
A
Yeah.
week-long deal.
Yeah, just take Friday off. What are you doing?
I'll just come back. It's just Friday.
You have to hang out with Taylor.
That's bad
Wait, when are you
enough,
leaving?
but also having to
Sunday.
come to work for
This
one
Sunday?
day.
This
Yeah,
Sunday.
come
We
back
can't
one
do a
day stuff.
timeline then.
Yeah.
We'll just do it on remote.
Hey, guys, it's fine. LSU will add to the timeline.
That's actually true.
That's
Have
fair.
y'all
But
seen
it would be
the
nice
way
to-
this is going? They'll add to it.
Yeah, it'd be nice to release it though, and then just add to it as we go.
Yeah.
She needs to make some and then have like blank slides
Or
at
I
the
can
end.
send
Like,
it to
guys,
y'all.
Right.
Here's more coming.
No, you're doing the work. You gotta present that.
Yeah.
Were you listening to the show first hour though?
No,
I broke the news. We broke news again.
you did.
Yeah.
Oh no, what was it this time?
I have a buddy who's getting his haircut. Hairstylist said Nick Saban was going to be the coach.
So I'm saying hairstylists know.
This might have been before the odds went to 2-1 too. I don't know. People are talking though. People that cut hair.
The experts.
Again, like this is one of those ones that, and I hope y'all know this about this show by now. We do not care to admit if we were wrong. If we're wrong, like we're gonna be like, oh my god, we screwed that up.
Yep.
That's us.
Mhm.
Our bad. Hand up. I don't think it's even a remote possibility, but I would love to be like, oh my gosh, I was wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
I would love it. I mean, I'm biased, obviously. That's the man that gave me every opportunity
Yep.
in life because he brought me here. So I'd love
That's
it.
what we were talking about. Like what, Taylor asked me the question before he entered his ageism thoughts about like what I would feel. And it was, I would be excited because it'd be a switch. It'd be like certainly an energy boost. You can't, it's the trump card, right? Like there's nothing
Yeah.
you could say about it besides, does he really want to? But that was my thing. Like, why would he want to? Why would he want to? And I think that's everybody's opinion. But hell, if he really wants to, let's ride.
If he wants to, I'll go pick him up.
Again, that's a little tricky situation. Your name's on another team in the SEC's field,
Yeah.
but this is one of the things that he always said was one of his biggest regrets was leaving LSU. Now, that's a loaded statement, of course, because
Yeah.
it was the NFL switch and all that stuff. But look, I don't know. But Elijah brought up the point, too. It's like you left college football because of the state of college football, really.
Yeah.
It's not any different. Maybe there's a little bit more guardrails on it now.
A little bit.
Yeah. And there's going to be more guardrails each and every year. But it was like with the S show that's happening with the LSU situation from the top down in Louisiana,
Yeah.
governor, president, board of supervisors, all that stuff. I said any head coach that comes in is going to be at the bottom of that pecking order unless it's Nick Saban. And I think everybody in Louisiana would say yes, sir, to Nick Saban. And that means everybody.
Oh, yes. Like, even if, like, we had questions about, okay, like, I don't know what Taylor said, but, he was hating on his age, which, rude.
Anybody's age.
But-
I wasn't hating.
Wow, Taylor.
But, like, yeah. I mean, we've been talking about Nick Saban coming back to LSU since he left.
Mm-hmm.
That was 20 years ago.
Right.
Right? Oh, my God. It was 20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shut up, man.
Ooh. But so, yeah. Even though he's 74, like, nobody cares about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think the governor would even say yes, sir. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
Well,
The Saban, like that would be the only one.
yeah.
Initially, or would Saban eventually make him? Because
Yeah,
I think
that's
those are two
exactly
different-
right,
Yeah.
because it's like such Napoleon. What do they call it? Napoleon syndrome.
Syndrome,
Yeah.
That
Little
like
man
I
syndrome.
just don't think.
Yeah, no. When Saban walks in a room, it's like FU energy.
Yeah.
Oh, I have never seen somebody of his size and stature like walk into a room and immediately everybody sits up in their chair.
Yeah.
No doubt. It doesn't matter who you are.
When I walk,
He would walk
sit
into
up
that.
straight.
He would walk into that Lawton room, and the biggest Marcus Spears straight up in his chair.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who it was.
Hey, he could walk into that board of supervisors, and everybody, including the person at the top, would sit up in their chairs.
Yep.
No, my
Now, is that the same way because of Taylor's takes? I don't know. At Seb 74,
the question I asked
Did
was,
Taylor have him one foot in the nursing home?
Yeah.
He did.
He
No.
Is
did.
that this old fart?
So, Jake, what I was asking was like, okay, like at Saban's age, how long is he going to want to do this? So I was like, my question would be, like, a lot of people have brought up Kelvin Shepard, and like
Yeah.
some people have said he hadn't had head coaching experience. That's a concern of mine.
Right.
So my question was like, if Saban only wants to be here 2 or 3 years, would he bring a younger guy with him that LSU loves, like learn under him for a few years, and then that guy take over?
maybe, but then at that point, you're kind of hiring 2 head coaches at once. Let's just stick, like, you'd have to know for sure.
Yeah,
Saban-
well, that's what I'm saying. There's a
or you
lot
give
to look
Saban
at
some
here.
time to, like,
For sure.
handpick. I don't know. 75 to 1 to 2 to 1 overnight.
From the list of people that I have heard, at least, it is exciting. I mean, Coach Saban's probably one of those names where maybe you don't think it's going to happen, but you're gonna do your due diligence. Like, you're gonna kick the tires on it. But
I'm saying he wouldn't be intimidated about what's happening.
is that?
Off the
Let me
field
ask
right
y'all
now.
this: is that the only person that y'all could hire? I'm talking about the board, like, and kind of make some of all the drama that's led us to this point go away.
Yeah, it's the only hire nobody can poke holes in.
Yeah.
It's
So
the
everybody
ultimate
kind of
Trump
forget.
card.
Right.
Everybody kind of forget about how we got here.
Yeah, and nobody could
The
complain about it.
timeline that Alondra's having to put together.
It would be water under the bridge.
Yeah, the timeline would dissolve. It would just disappear.
You'd be like, that silly old thing.
Oh, that's silly, that whole thing?
It was ages ago.
That wasn't even real.
He never said family.
We hired Brian Kelly multiple years ago so we could get Saban back.
It was all part of the plan.
Part of the plan.
Yeah. Yo, odds makers. We appreciate the content.
This feels like Vegas just taking advantage of LSU fans that are hoping for the best. That's what I think it is.
That's a good take right there.
Thank you.
I like that.
I think
Vegas is
there
dirty.
is some limits on how much you can place on future head coaching odds.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of like balls
Did you
and
see they
strikes.
put? Yeah,
Yeah,
I was about to say.
couple
Did you see
$100.
they put that limit
Yeah.
on there?
Yeah.
And
Kinda
people
same
were like,
situation, yeah.
they put caps on bets before they did a salary cap in the
Was it
MLB.
was it 200?
200.
$200,
$200.
yeah. Because those 2 cats are for the Guardians are facing
Class
65
A, yeah.
years and
And,
65 years in prison.
Bro, that's
$65 years in
$200
prison.
cap.
That's a long time, bud.
like you're making millions of dollars, and
what
you
are you
risked
doing?
it for like what?
14 grand.
Yeah,
What are y'all
65.
14 grand for a ball.
Shohei's pissed about the $200 cap.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be over that.
Gonna
The
deep.
fact that they were like, oh, it's Shohei. Oh, we don't care.
But if you were baseball, I would wipe that so far
They did.
under
Yeah.
the rug.
Yeah.
Are you kidding
Shohei
me?
Ohtani, yeah.
That's the cash cow.
Getting back to whoever the coach is going to be, I hope they take a hard look at the defensive staff before they make.
Yeah,
any
let's not make
moves.
any snap decisions on that.
Now, on the other side of the ball, do what you want, but whatever you want, do whatever you want there.
Have to.
But like the defensive staff, like I'm sitting there calling the game on Saturday, and I'm like, man, God, they are trying everything they possibly can right now. Right, they're pushing so many right buttons, and outside of the play before half where you're in man coverage and you just get beat, you shouldn't have even been in that situation because the offense should have helped you out and ran the clock out, or at least ran it down.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope they take it like whoever comes in.
Well, they'd be foolish not to, right?
I
mean,
know, because like that defensive staff wants to be here. Like Corey Raymond played here, Kyle played here, Blake played down the road, but Blake's, got strong ties to LSU. Jake Olson's been here multiple times. Kevin Peoples doesn't have the ties that all the other people have, but he's done a good job here.
Yeah.
That's a defensive staff that
like, if they were to get let go, they could all go as a group together and go get any defensive coaching job in the country.
Yeah.
Right. Anything. So, like, you would be foolish for a head coach not to at least, I'm not even going to say kick the tires because I think that's disrespectful, but then at least not give them a good hard look.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to bring to the table? Like, maybe you're loyal. Maybe a head coach comes in and he's loyal to a coordinator or a linebackers coach or something that's been with him forever and they came up the ranks together. That's fine. I get that. But, like, keep as much in place as possible because, like you said, most of the guys on this defensive staff are LSU people. Now, they're coaches, so they'll go coach anywhere.
Yeah.
But they're LSU people. They want to be here, and they're good.
Yeah.
They're really good.
I'm with you. It's what we were talking about Eli Drinkwitz the other day off air. Like, if his name comes up, y'all know what I think about Drink.
I'm warming up to Drink.
He knows he knows all the defensive staff because that's where they came from.
Yeah.
That's where Jake, Blake, Kevin, like they all came from Mizzou to LSU, right?
I don't think the staff changes at all. If he comes in.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't change with anybody. Like, who are you going to get to replace Corey Raymond?
Yeah.
The bright spot of this entire team.
Somebody made that mistake before.
He gone. He's currently in the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Who did replace Corey Raymond? I forgot.
Well,
Kerry.
Is Cooks. Kerry Cooks.
Kerry Cooks. He's at Rice now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the guy that has been the architect of DBU for a long time, brought in people, loyal people, LSU guy through and through. And the bright spot of our team this year has been the defensive backs.
Yeah.
The effort they're playing with, the technique they're playing with, making plays all over the field. Like, if our defensive backfield wasn't as good as it has been this year, with some of the, like, there's been some effort moments. We pointed some effort moments out in some of the film review. Now, that was gone. Maybe that was a game or two. We only seen it. But that defensive backfield's played fantastic. I thought the defensive lines played really good for the pieces that they have. They don't have, like, any.
No, because they were – Bo Diddley was recruiting a different defensive tackle that didn't fit the needs of this scheme.
Right.
So you're kind of putting it together with duct tape and super glue a bit. Jacobin Guillory's gotten a lot better. And that's an older veteran player that you kind of thought, okay, at this point, he is the player that he is. But Kyle's done a really nice job with him.
Let me tell you that. Well, everyone was kind of gloom and doom when Bo Davis decided to leave. LSU got an upgrade.
Yeah.
As far as how to coach technique.
Yeah.
From a guy that's played it a long time. How a man speaks to a group of men. I'm not saying Bo was not great at that. But, like, Kyle Williams, to me, is a special hire for that situation. And a guy that, like, again, it's LSU. He didn't have to do this, right?
No.
He just wants to help LSU, wants to coach LSU, be a part of the game, give back. So I think any defensive coach that came in would be lucky to have a lot of that staff.
All right, we'll step away. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org. Remember, not only in Central and the entire greater Baton Rouge area, we are talking to you. So go to the website, check out what they can do for you, your remodel, at your home, at your business. Remember, you can go tankless as well with a tankless water heater. Why is that important? Well, if you're like us and you get home late from dance or you get home late from the ball field and it's like we still have to shower, we still got to do dishes, we still got to do laundry. If you don't have a tankless water heater, well, you got to wait. You got to wait till the water heats up or you just got to take a cold shower. But if you go tankless, you never run out of hot water, and Central Plumbing can come in. They can install that. Centralplumbing.org.
You mean never?
Never.
Eventually it runs out, right?
No, it does not.
You could take a shower for a year. It would never run out.
Yeah, I don't know why you do that, but you could.
Yeah, but you could if you wanted to. Go to centralplumbing.org. Central Plumbing, the experts when it comes to plumbing. They've been doing it a long time. The Payne family. They've seen everything, commercial, residential, whatever you need. Centralplumbing.org.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, when it comes to construction in Louisiana, nobody does it like Pala. Whether it's industrial, electrical, or mechanical, Pala's been building this state the right way for over 50 years. From plants to pipelines, they do it all with that same Louisiana pride and precision. So if you're looking to partner with the best in the business, go check them out at palagroup.com. That's palagroup.com. Pala, building the Gulf South from the ground up. Again, that website is palagroup.com.
Pala sound good in a chant too. Pala,
Yeah.
Pala, Pala.
You think they ever do that, like when they're like hiring some new staff?
Yeah,
and
they
have,
got
like
like
a
a
team building moment.
Yeah, like a safety meeting, like a weekly
Yeah.
safety meeting.
Right.
They
Oh, that's
started,
sure. Yeah,
started
yeah.
or finished it with Pala.
Yeah.
Pala.
Finish
and
it.
they all put their hands in the middle.
Yeah.
Pala on 3. Pala on me. 1, 2, 3.
Pala.
Pala.
Yeah.
There you go. You got it.
And if
You'll
they
get
don't, if they don't do that, then I'm going to be disappointed now. So hopefully they do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know. It's
there.
back.
Let's go.
A little report.
Warming up today.
You know the best
No weather.
part? Oh, it's Louisiana. You know the best part about the whole coaching search thing? It's November the 12th.
Turkeys haven't even been slaughtered yet.
Y'all know there's a chance that we could be over 40 days away from hiring a new coach. Depending
40?
on. Yeah, it could be 40 days.
Well, if it's, they said it takes as long as possible. If they're going after Lane, might be until January.
Yeah. So I just have 40. I figured like almost January. It's a good round number.
Oh, that didn't get us to January, buddy.
I mean, it's almost 31. Let's see how many more days we got. 18.
Gives us to nearly Christmas.
Yeah, you know.
Christmas
Okay, 50.
Eve.
It could be 50.
Okay.
50 days of speculation, 50 days of wondering, 50 days of
Timeline.
betting odds.
That'd be fun.
No, it wouldn't. Even if you hire somebody that is not in the college football playoff or not in conference championship weekend, you're probably looking at maybe 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks sounds a lot better than 50 days of knowing who the leader of your program is going to be.
Yeah.
And look, this happens. Like John Summerall last year probably would have gone to a Power 4 job, but Tulane was still playing for things. They still had a conference championship, and he's like, hey, the timing's just not right now, and he decided to delay it a year. And John Summerall is going to get one of these jobs. I don't know which one, but he's going to get one of them. But he could have done it last year. He's like, yeah, you know what? We're still playing.
It's not right.
It's not right. I want to be here for this conference championship game, and we'll kick the can down the road a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he did. So it's not just
let me ask you this.
your timing; it's theirs too.
If now what we saw against Alabama was a lack of execution. It was, you saw a change. I thought of just the feel of the way the LSU was playing. Can they keep that up? It's a week. It's going to be the game 2 with interim coach. The interim bump is gone. That's usually just the week after.
Yeah.
But can they keep playing like that? I believe they will. I believe they're tight. You got to understand what to play for. You're playing. These individuals are playing for themselves right now, for the team as a whole. But like, they have to put good tape out there. So there's things to motivate this team with. Now, let's just play a hypothetical here that no one expects to see or wants to see. But let's play a hypothetical where they don't go and put a product out on the field that's improved and they don't execute, and bad things happen on the outcome going forward this season. Does that timeline or urgency speed up for you and the hiring process for LSU? Like, I know you've said all the things. We're going to get the best head coach as long as it takes, whatever that is.
Right.
But if things start to slide, does that urgency pick up? Because I think it's like Frank Wilson can right the ship from a recruiting standpoint. Let's show some fight. Like, we can still maintain our recruits? Can we maintain our current players? All this stuff. But if it starts to slide, are you like, okay, now let's cast a bigger net. Let's make sure, let's now start eliminating people that we know are going to take 50 days because we have to do something now.
That's actually a good question.
Thank you.
Good for you.
Thank you. I just came up with it on the old noggin.
And I think there's something to it because, to your point, let's say it's the worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you lose to Arkansas.
Which we don't think it will be, but
you beat Western Kentucky, and
there's nothing you can do.
And then you lose to Oklahoma. Do you want to sit and let that just fester for 4 or 5 weeks?
Mm-mm.
Probably not.
Like even if you lose to Arkansas and the only makeup game, you have to wait 2 weeks to play a real game.
Yeah.
Right. Even if that happens.
So to your point, if it's sliding, you don't want to crash.
Do you become less picky?
Yeah. Not even less picky. Not because I think there's plenty of people on this list. I think there's 5 guys right now that you could hire that would come in here and win and be a great hire.
Mm-hmm.
We got 5. So I wouldn't say less picky. I would just say less patient with waiting on that person because of their situation.
Mm.
And I agree. If you have no momentum and it's like you got this high school signing class, and let's not forget, you still got some Jimmys and Joes in that class. It's still a top class. Yeah, you might want to make sure that you go ahead and get some positive momentum and get a leader in front of the building.
Yeah, let's not wait till Ole Miss gets knocked out of the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I just don't believe that's what
let's not get past December 3rd.
In a perfect world, for me, December 3rd, you have to have a coach.
Yeah.
I know you don't, but I would like one.
Especially if you slide. All right.
We'll take a break, continue that conversation when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys at getgordon.com. Remember, you can have a chat right there on the homepage. You can check out cases they can handle for you. Past client results all right there at getgordon.com. If you want to see what the G team is doing in your local communities throughout Louisiana, it's always at Get Gordon. It's going to be the handle. Check them out. Instagram, X, Facebook, whatever it might be. And if you want to give them a call, remember, it's your area code, 318-225-985-337-504, whatever area code you are listening to in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Right, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Well, we've seen all the great things that Gordon McKernan does in the state. We know it's near the holidays. We know all the giveaways and the bikes and everything that he gives back to the community. We've seen the billboards. We know the name. We know what he does with LSU Athletics and the G team. But at the heart of everything, he is here to fight for you. So if you've been injured, give them a call or go see them. GetGordon.com.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in OTB. I want to remind you about Gulf Coast Office Products. GCOPnet.com is the website throughout Louisiana. Remember, they can help you. And they're going to help you, well, with the first call. Not transferred 15 times, not talking to an answering service. You are talking to the person who is going to help you in Baton Rouge and New Orleans, on the North Shore in Lafayette. So make sure you reach out to them if you're, a law firm, if you're a hospital, a university, engineering firm, so many different things they can help you with. Go to GCOPnet.com. Do we care if it's an offense or a defensive-minded head coach for LSU? Because I'm going
I think
offense.
Yeah, I was about to say. I
offense.
think
Keep
that
Blake.
the defensive staff is so strong, and the defense, even though there were a couple of games where they kind of faded a little bit, which again is, I feel, on the offense because they couldn't
help 'em
stay
out,
on the
yeah.
field long enough. But I just feel like our foundation on the defensive side of the ball is perfectly fine how it is. So I would like an offensive mind because we obviously don't have that now.
Yeah, I'd prefer offense for sure. But look, if there's a guy out there that's defensive
Here's a
minded
guy.
that you love, that wants to come, like sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But I'd prefer offensive guy.
Matthew?
I really don't care. We have to improve on offense, obviously. The foundation of our current offense is poor to quite poor. I want somebody
crumbled.
for a head coach. I just want somebody to come in that's going to reset the standard and accept nothing less than that said standard that he sets. I don't care if he's offense or defenses. But yes, we do have to improve the offense because it's poo.
All right, hour 3 coming back your way on OTB.
Off the bench.